Greetings, ladies and gentlemen, on this very special day. This is the What It Takes Radio Company, and on this day, we come to you with interesting ideas. Part of the Interesting Ideas podcast, helping you to become more and the best version of you. In the Jewish New Year, Rosh Hashanah begins at sundown tonight. So tomorrow is a holy holiday. And it is the beginning of what is called the Days of Awe. And for sure, we need some awesome, good ideas for today. Can I share a few with you that might get you to make a contribution to the conversation? Greetings once again, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Stan Houston. This is the Interesting Ideas. Maybe we should retitle it from time to time, Important Ideas. Ways to hopefully help you live better now, perhaps make a significant difference in your life and in the lives of others right now. Today at 6 p.m. or sundown, or wherever that happens, the Days of Awe begins in the sense that it will begin the day Rosh Hashanah. It will be the Jewish New Year. And that, of course, goes from this evening until tomorrow evening. And then the 10 days in between until Yom Kippur, the holiest of the Jewish holidays. And we've been talking that this is the day that, or at least coming day, that I celebrate the new year. I begin my new year. And there is a way that I will do that hopefully will at least be significant for me. We'll tell you about that maybe later. However, I do begin with simply a new background that I've shown you before. Actually, some of you may recognize, obviously it's fake. I wish it were part of my own studio, but it's not. It is stained glass. And the importance of the stained glass that is in many of the ancient churches, and then again, we try and do our best to copy it in many of the newer modern churches, but it sometimes just doesn't quite make what they were able to do even in the Middle Ages or even in the 17th and 18th century. But we try. Now, the purpose of the stained glass windows, as many people now know, it was because in the early days, many people were illiterate. And it was kind of a way to illustrate various stories from Holy Scripture, from the Hebrew Scriptures and from the Christian Scriptures that were a part of the Bible for many of the early Christians and yet even today. But there was more to it than that. What it was said is that the stained glass helping to create a mystery. And many of you know what we mean if you have been in a cathedral or a church like that. The lights are low. It may just be candlelight. And then the outside light throughout the day, obviously, it changes as the sun changes. And it was meant for the people who came to say, I'm in a different place. This is not just like the world out there, which was, of course, oftentimes the busy marketplace square of the villages and towns. You are in something that's different, a sacred place, a different place, maybe an awesome place. And so that's why I've taken that as one of my favorite backgrounds, because what I have discovered is that if you want to really begin to be successful in a variety of things, first of all, you need to become a master of something. You've got to learn mastery of certain things. You've got to learn to be good at some things that you do. then you have to embrace the fact that life is very much of a mystery. And to be able to engage with that, to understand that, to know that a lot of things you're just never going to understand, that you're not in control of yourselves sometime, and certainly not of the universe. And it is to live in the fact that there's great uncertainty, that life indeed is a mystery. So, with it, your power and skill, and perhaps maybe with certain spiritual power and confidence, what is your mastery? And then do you engage in understanding and being comfortable with mystery? And then do you make something that matters? Do you make something that matters, that actually brings meaning into your life and maybe to some others in the universe? It's mastery, it's mystery, it's making something that matters. And in doing so, you have meaning and purpose and maybe even the direction in your life. And maybe that's what we're trying to achieve in the days of awe, to have a kind of a 10-day encapsulation in which we take that challenge seriously. And what I've encouraged you to do is perhaps to come in, write in, maybe phone in, maybe send a video, somehow share something that's awesome that all of us could benefit from. A unique idea, a powerful statement of meaning, a great question that would help us become maybe even a bit different, and maybe on our way to being a lot different in these days of awe. Someone wrote to me and said, "Well, Stan, give us a couple ideas of something we might do." And so I actually sat down and said, "Okay, here's a few that I would think about." First of all, um, right now we are at war. There's great evil in the world. There's great misery in the world. I'm in the state of North Carolina, and right now there are people who have lost everything, and they can't figure out they so why, and so they need help. This one lady was calling into the radio, and someone said, "What can we do?" I said, "We just need someone to help us. We just need help." And then, of course, are we on the verge of a major war in the Middle East that could lead to even greater misery? And yeah, and all of that on the New Year's Day. Maybe, as I say, think about deliver us from evil. Yeah, that's an ancient prayer. And some people have said that actually it says, deliver us from the evil one. Maybe there's something to that. Maybe we need to talk about the power of belonging. We're beginning to discover that part of our problems are that so many people just lack a sense of belonging. And the social media and all the stuff that we have has not brought us together in community. It's actually separated us in many ways. How about one of my favorite expressions? Treat every person you meet as if they were the most important person in the world. Ever try that? Ever think about that? Could that be something you'd like to talk about? Um, how about this one? Deliver us from all fretfulness. Don't be afraid. Deliver us. I just love the word, the old fashioned word fretful. Deliver us from all fretfulness. Deliver us from fear. Maybe you want to talk about that. How about the gift of humility without humiliation? You know, most of us fear being humiliated, but sometimes that's the only way we perhaps gain some humility, badly needed by many of us, perhaps most of us. Maybe to request that we gain the gift of humility without substantial humiliation. Would that be nice? How about understanding the power of generosity? Now, one of my friends and clients and churches, that's what he's trying to teach people, that there's great, great power in being generous, that sometime in life you have to discover that you have enough. You have enough money, you have enough stuff, you have enough whatever. And it's time, if you have that stuff and more, to be generous. There's great power in generosity. Maybe that would be something that we need to revisit and renew. Also, I'm said that, that supposedly Ernest Hemingway came up with this expression. I think it was in From Whom the Bell Tolls. He said, all of us are broken. All of us are broken. I'm a broken man in many ways. That's part of my evening and morning prayer. You know, dear God, I'm a broken man. Please heal my brokenness. All of us are broken, but some of us become strong in the broken places. Would you like to become strong in your broken places? Maybe that's a thought. Maybe that's an aspiration. Maybe that's a prayer. And one of my Jewish friends said to me this. He said, Stan, without prayer, nothing works. Think about that. And I said, well, what do you mean? And he said, I mean, without prayer, nothing works. And then he just smiled and turned. Now that's for me to figure out what to do with that. Here's another one. A thankful and grateful heart is seldom a fearful heart. A thankful and grateful heart is seldom a fearful heart. Maybe you'd like to talk about that. Those are just some ideas. I think I could come up with a lot more, but that's what I'm asking you today. What awesome idea or thought or challenge or question would you like to put into the collection, the awesome collection of things that would help us to live better, more powerfully, with less fear, more confidently, right now? Right now. That would mean that perhaps these days of awe could become some of the most awesome days in your life from now on. Let's see if perhaps we can do that. Why don't you reach out to me? Give me some of your awesome ideas. StanHouston@gmail.com, StanHouston@gmail.com. And then kind of join me in the place of mystery. And we'll think about it, maybe pray about it, talk about it, perhaps be encouraged by it. Perhaps we will become brave because of it. Hey, until the next time we're here, sometime within the days of awe, all the best to you, and bye for now.